absolutely unbelievable. I just a- I just listened to DJ Academics talk about Drake. I mean, I can't believe this. First of all, it's bias. You go the entire time of studying in detail everything you can about an artist and constantly have batteries in your back to ignore the behavior of this artist because you are so entrenched in his music and you want to see him win over all of the immoral things he has done. You write him off as lies more than anything when they are factual truths. Hip hop is about hype. Hip hop is about showing and telling and battling and competition and trying to check the real from the fake. But we ain't even going to talk about who Drake is battling. Let's leave Kendrick Lamar out of it for a second. Let's just look at the reality behind Drake. He's not even from America, just like you, DJ Academic. You're not from here. Nobody likes you either. Nobody likes Drake either. They like his music. Him and his character, they don't like him. And they don't like you and your character. You're not socially acceptable, but you're relevant. The both of you. And you still get this some sort of pass. Some things just don't make no sense. But they're part of this machine, this game in the machine, or you've been here so long that we're choosing to deal with you because you play your part so well that without you, it's like the gatekeeper role wouldn't be so great and utilized so well. Drake is not hip hop. He's pop. The only reason why this battle is continuing the way it is, now that I'm bringing in Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, or Drake versus Kendrick Lamar, is because DJ Academic, you're making him relevant to your agenda. Nobody wants to see for the sake of where you're trying to take it, nobody wants to see a dance hall battle for your agenda. Because that's all you really want. You found out that somebody was courting your sister, mama. Well, let's just go back to your sister, if you had one. If you have one or had one or whatever's your personal life, the female that's the youngest that somebody loves, if you, I mean, that, your family blood that you love, if you found out a grown ass man was doing that, would you still accept that person? Something wrong with y'all, man. Something is wrong with you all.
Make records and write with their team. I don't think that's bad at all. I think it's good for the culture that Drake has gotten a lot of people a lot of looks. But bro, Kendrick is far from he's far from being the only person that didn't want that. XXS and Tentacion didn't want the Drake stimulus package. Kodak Black didn't want the Drake stimulus package. There've been a lot of other people that have looked. Bryson Tiller didn't want the Drake stimulus package. There've been a lot of other people that were like,
wait. I don't know if Bryson didn't want it. I think Bryson just didn't want to sign. Hey, the saying goes, you either die a hero or you live long enough to be the villain, and that's where Drake's at. He's the villain, right? So in 2013, when he hops on, 2012, when he hops on a young guy out of Atlanta who just got shysted by another rapper whose name was YC, who never turned out to be nothing, and was basically, he was told by that other artist, it's not your song, go make another hit. The guy comes with another song. It's a huge stimulus package. That rapper becomes Future. You know what is said at that point? That's a Drake stimulus package. He finds 3 guys out of Atlanta, Gwinnett County to be specific. They got a popular song. They already had a local movement. He makes them national because the remix and the verse he drops is historic. They become the Migos. It's the Drake stimulus package, right? Perfect. That's what it is in 2013. In 2014,
I will say this real quick. I will say this. All those artists that you're talking about, there have been also other artists that Drake's jumped on their records. I mean, all of those artists have become who they are because of what they've been able to deliver. Future cultivated a fan base so crazy that him and Drake fell out, and Drake still came back with Future because Future was the hottest thing, hotter than Drake at a time. Right?
You're
Migos,
right.
Migos still had a music that got people, because there's plenty of people that, like Block Boy JB, Drake jump on a record with him. Not no disrespect to Block Boy JB or no to some of these other people, but I'm saying is like, he didn't. These people have had movements and these people did great, but it's like it's a stretch to say anyone to say that Drake made these guys.
No. That was not the point I was even trying to make. I was trying to showcase that Drake was instrumental in giving an alley-oop. These guys are great on their own. No.
You're right.
But what I was talking about was the optics, right? So at that point, like, I remember even me terming it. Like, I remember I was doing YouTube videos. I said, this is the Drake stimulus package, right? That was 2013. Fast forward about like 2018, 2019, or actually even a little bit earlier, the idea of Drake helping a new artist turned from a stimulus package to culture vulturing. He's trying to ride a wave. He's trying to soak up your wave. Don't you understand? You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm using the reference.
But
you either die a hero, or live long enough to become the villain. When he's helping out Future and he's helping out the Migos, it's a stimulus package. Then later on, when they're like, hey, you're still doing this? Matter of fact, you're stealing from them. It was everything in music is mutual.
So a couple of things changed. So you're not wrong, but a couple of things changed in here. A couple of things changed during this time. Number one, Drake would get on people's records and it would still be Drake. Right? It would be Drake. Drake is on there. When he's on Versace, he's rapping like Drake. He's switched up to cadence to Jay Sullivan's beat, but he's not giving Migos on there. 2 things happened. Number one, people understood situations like Hotline Bling, where he essentially takes an interpolation of somebody else's record that had just jumped on, and then takes that and takes another number one. It started to cost different artists a little bit. And also, Drake started becoming a chameleon and getting on these songs with these artists and then sounding like them. And so it stopped being a Drake stimulus package when Drake started jumping on different trends from all over the place that people were on. Then people start to ask, well, okay, if Drake is a grime artist now, or if Drake is a trap artist now, we're not talking about you getting on there and doing So Far Gone or doing Furthest Thing or doing This Thing. We're talking about now you're sounding like these people. You're switching your shit up. Like, that's, people start to wonder, is it about the artist or is it about Drake? And really, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter who it's about. Because it's as long as everyone is winning from it, it's good for everybody. But if you're if you then get in a conversation with someone about pure artistry, people are gonna ask, well, what do you care about when you're making music? Like, is there something deeper to care about? And I'll tell you what, bro, what you're saying about that Dark Knight situation is always true, but people always want the music to mean something. They always want to be able to say, and I'm not saying Drake's music hasn't meant anything. It's meant something to me. You know what I mean? People think I'm a Drake hater. I'm not at all. I think Drake is an amazing talent. But I do think for a 37-year-old man, right, at this particular point, like, I don't have no problem from a social perspective with the nail painting and the barrettes and all of that stuff. I don't have a problem with that. Like, people express themselves in different ways. It's not a normative thing that makes me have a problem with it, but it is kind of odd. Like, if it is kind of odd for him to want to dress like Yachty. Yo, he's 37 years old, and when you start to get to that point, it makes you start to look at everything else that's in the music and everything else about him and go, well, who is he really? Because, like, you can't tell me.
Hey, are you bringing up the point that I've seen a bunch of people bring up, basically saying that you don't like the fact that he's not aging appropriately with his music and his style and maybe lifestyle?
I don't have no problem with nothing. It's just
you're pointing out. You must like.
I pointed out because
I'm not saying you personally care, but like
yeah. I pointed out because
you think it's irregular.
Like, if Hov right now made a whole trap album, I'd be like, nah. It's Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? If not, like, when you look at how Nas and Jay-Z, how the rest of these guys have aged, they're making great music. Now, less people care about their music because it's not in the zeitgeist of music that people are really into right now. But a lot of guys are aging really well in hip-hop and making really great stuff. And they're in a really good creative place. But to me, there is a way that you comport yourself when you got some more years on you. And at a certain point, you do have to let it go. If I was going to make one criticism of Drake that I think I would make from seeing him these last couple of years is that it seems as if the most important part of Drake's identity is being a rap star. He wasn't. It seems like he was searching for acceptance until he was a rap star. And
or maybe he just likes to be a rapper and he wants to be the best. Like why when we talk about Drake, it's always he lacks an identity. He needs acceptance. He's never been cool. Like they treat him like oh, he used to get bullied in high school and now he's finally cool. No, maybe he likes rap. He likes the idea of being the number one rapper. What that allows, the competitive nature, the fact that there's always new people and new generations that come in and the sound changes, and he likes to live up to that challenge. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. But the question is, what will you do to be able to do it, right? So Drake had, this is for hip hop, whatever. Some people may care about this, some people don't. Drake had whole other people writing his music, right? He got in a battle where he bullied one guy and then got in another battle when one guy stepped up too much for him and he couldn't go to that next level that people want. And I'm older. And there's going to become a point in everybody's life, no matter what it is that you're doing, to where who you are is going to have to matter. And that's for anybody doing anything, man. I'll give you an example real quick. Somebody who I have a lot of respect for. Will Smith played the nicest, most unassuming guy in Hollywood for X amount of years. Right? Everything that happens, I can handle it. 6'4" nigga from New Orleans want to drop dick off of my wife. Cool. It's all cool. One day, Will Smith fucking snapped. One day, who Will was and what he's actually going through, what he actually gives to people, who you're trying to be. Remember, I had 9 years in the trenches of TMZ, seeing people trying to hide who they are. Who you really are, it's going to come to the surface. People, either it's going to be pulled out of you in some way, or you're just going to run out of gas trying to be something other than what you are. And he walked up on that stage and he smacked the shit out of that man that really didn't do him nothing. And so all I'm saying is, with a guy like Drake, it's really not this deep. He can make music and do whatever he wants for a long time, but at a certain point, it is going to be crazy to be. I could name you 10 other rappers right now that's 40, 41, 42, and we don't want to hear that shit that you was rapping about when you was 29 no more. Don't matter how dope the record is, if it's the same shit, I'm like, nigga, where your kids at? What can you, I'm different. Are you different? You know what I'm saying?
And by the way, so here's my counter to that. Usually, and you're right, but the culture usually dictates that, right? Like, so for example, an arch enemy of mine at this point, like Meek Mill is 40 rapping about him being a gangster while we know he's giving speeches while he's reading. Well, he could barely read. He's trying to read off a piece of paper. No, I'm serious. So when he talks about he got his niggas with switches spinning blocks and he's killing niggas, it sounds unbelievable. The culture itself has looked at Meek and just said, your lifestyle, who you are as a person, does not match his content. It doesn't come across authentic anymore. We're going to reject it. Meek Mill sold 4,000 records last time. With Drake, it doesn't appear that the culture has really done that to him yet. However, I see talking heads and other people trying to impose it on you. Bro, you're getting too old. I think the culture will reject Drake at the point they feel he's inauthentic, right? I think the moment that, okay, Yachty helped and influenced songs like Jumbotron Shit Poppin', right? He influenced, like, even his last album, well, actually, Her Loss a lot. The moment them records don't work, the moment whatever he's trying to do doesn't work, Drake is done. But but while it still works, I don't think it's on anybody to be telling Drake to switch it up. It's still working.
No. As long as you don't switch nothing up until it still works. If you're in a boxing ring and you jab 50 times and you hit somebody 50 times with a jab, and you keep jabbing them. Don't switch up anything that's going on until it don't work no more. Like, I don't understand why basketball people do that sometimes. If you somewhere and you run a play and the play runs and the play works 6 times, keep going back on to until they stop it. The culture will probably never reject Drake, but they might tire of him.
We're waiting for that point.
But even if that doesn't happen, I think that won't change some observations of who he is and what he's doing. I've kind of, I'm 44 now. I've kind of moved past some of that music, but some of it's still dope.
And by the way, could I also say, and I know, Chad, some of y'all gonna say IQ compromise, you glazing, but listen, I'm only pointing out things that, listen, logically, if you have a response, we're cool. But let me ask you this question. Future, who's like 43, 44, his content, no one is telling him, yo, Future, it's time to grow up. You rapping about bitches ain't shit. You're 44, nigga. You need to grow the fuck up, stop rapping about being a drug addict and running through bitches. But here's the thing. This is why people treat Future as like a genre. Future, you go to for toxic raps. You go to Future for the objectification of women, if that's what you're into. My argument has always been, it's the same with Drake. If you be in your feelings, 2 a.m. and driving, crying over the steering wheel, that's where Drake comes in. You get your heart broken, something like that's where his
Not
music
for
has
a
always came
man.
in.
For a
Why are we
female,
now,
yes.
and only specifically, we can't name another artist?
Crazy.
I can name you 5 of these niggas who's pushing 40 that their content, and again, I'm talking about the ones who still are, like, their content is still working. We're not telling them they should change before it stops working. But we're trying to say that to Drake.
Okay. Good point.
Drake is just
That's what I was
stealing
saying.
messages of
Heavy is the head
stay
that
right.
lies the crown.
That's
Drake
all.
is the number one guy. So being that he's the number one guy, he's not. Future is a huge rapper, but he's a niche rapper. Future is almost a mascot for a certain lifestyle.
Nigga,
Fly you out to the
Future is
studio.
a top 5 rapper. You say
He is, but he's a top. When I say he's niche, I mean the subject matter is niche. No one. Future is a hot artist, but not an important one, right? He's an important one from the standpoint of what he means to the fabric of the sound, but like no one expects. Future wouldn't have to hide anything. Like Future could right now. We could pop up right now. And Future could get like 5 women pregnant, and like they could all drop kids like mixtapes next year. Nobody would care. That would matter to Drake and to Drake fans because Drake is a little bit more corporate. He's a little bit. It's expected that Drake is going to comport himself in a different way. Future is free from that. What you're saying about the age of rappers is definitely true. You have more rappers getting older, and not all of them. Some of them really just got started in terms of what we know from them. Some of them really just got hot rapping about the stuff that they're rapping about. I think Drake's been doing what he's doing for a long time, which is another thing. And people are wondering if there's a curveball or another ear. It's not like it's a fair criticism, but it is a criticism that every single artist goes through. For example, Leonardo DiCaprio
live one life. Who
fucking
are you all?
25-year-old, 23-year-old supermodels for a long time. People are starting to ask the question now, this dude is 50 years old. People are starting to ask the question now, is this weird? Is it weird for him? It wasn't weird when he was 30. It wasn't weird when he was 35. It wasn't weird when he was 40. It wasn't weird when he was 45. But now when you see Leonardo DiCaprio at 49 or 50, and this is not me commenting on his lifestyle, I'm just saying these are the questions that people will ask. People start wondering, was it the same? Drea Michelle has been living her life for a long time. Her having a relationship with somebody who is in their first or second year playing basketball, it's not that big of a deal. It's only big of a deal to people, not necessarily to me, but to people, if she's 40 and she's doing it. Because people start to go, okay, well, now Drea's older, the people are still young. Is there some sort of thing that she's wielding over them that's untoward? I don't happen to believe that, but people are going to ask those questions. And they're going to ask those questions about Drake more than they will Future because they take Drake more seriously than they take Future. Future is a great artist, a dope artist, but like they don't take Future as seriously as they take Drake. And because
this is why you're a very cerebral thinking type of guy. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I really think we're evading the point. I think the big difference with the Future and the Drake, it's not corporate shit, because Drake is still rapping about meeting girls and you see him out with random girls. I think niggas is tired of this motherfucker winning. Like, they're tired of him winning. Like, he's been at the top, and I think people even want to, I think they're trying to shame him into either, yo, go settle down and fall back for a while, because he just hasn't fallen back. If we compare Drake to the last person, his predecessor, that was, maybe in that position, and we're not talking about, Kanye is just Kanye, but Kanye went through a lot of shit that, when he was at his peak, he kind of fell back a bunch and then kind of almost turned to fashion this and third. When Wayne was, when Drake hit around like 2013, 2014, people were comparing him to Wayne on his run in 2008, 2009. You know what Wayne did? Wayne went to jail, and Wayne actually just fell back naturally from what being the top guy was. We've never seen a guy that literally wanted to sit on the crown for 10 years. Jay-Z didn't have an opportunity to do it. DMX never had an opportunity to do
The
it.
landscape was different.
Okay,
So
but I think people are tired of the same king. They're tired of the same king.
Well, it's the audience might not be tired of it. There are probably people in the culture that are tired of it. And look, what's happening in the Drake right now is not so much different than what's happening to other people that have been like on top like that. The only thing is, and this is the last question, the final question that I have. Drake doesn't have to be a fundamental purist hip hop artist. He doesn't. He never has been. But he is good at everything. He's a great rapper. He's a great writer. Now, everybody gonna get mad when I say that. I'm assuming that most of the stuff that Drake has rapped, he's written. People think because what happened with Quinn happened that he didn't write anything. I think we all know that Drake is a good writer, right? So he's great at it. He's got a great ear for melody. He's also got a great ear for talent and talent around him and records that he might need to take from people and record for himself. Everybody in that position does that, right? What I would say is this, though. Does Drake have enough fundamental hip-hop credibility, talent, and like gumption and wherewithal left to be in a situation with people who are more closely aligned with fundamental hip-hop shit? Just beats and rhymes, just rapping. Just dropping your nuts, just rapping. Not hiding behind the niggas around you, not hiding behind anything that you've created. Just the fundamentals of hip-hop. Does he care enough about it, and does he have enough about that to outlast somebody that's what they all about? If this was a pop music back and forth thing, then it would already be ready to be over. But this is the essence of hip hop.
I don't even like what you're saying. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I think Drake could rap with anybody, but you know where we're comparing now. Who's more pro-black? Who cares more about the culture? Who identifies with the very core tenets of the culture? That matters to you. It's gonna be Kendrick. The light-skinned Canadian nigga who's half black, half white, who's had an experience that's really is multifaceted, and yes, of course, for some, if you don't like him, you're gonna call him a culture vulture. When his experience of growing up was going to go chill with his father in Memphis, and maybe that was, he was going from city to city or going to different places, and he was picking up little pieces of the culture, rather than Kendrick Lamar, who's, just a black American who grew up in Compton and saw shit from a very different perspective and didn't have a mom who was white. So again, we're talking about shit that a nigga can't change. What do you want to do?
But you understand, though? Can't just say one thing?
Yeah.
You're Jamaican, right?
Yes.
Do you realize I can't go to Jamaica right now and start making reggae music or dancehall music? I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm as black as they fucking come. Black, 4 black grandparents, the whole nine. I can't go to Jamaica right now and start making dancehall or reggae music and just fall into it and then learn Jamaican culture. Well, I can't do that. Hip hop is the only form of expression. Give me another one.
Reggae. Exactly what you're saying. You might can't go to Jamaica.
Who? Let me ask you a question. Who is the biggest American reggae artist of all time?
I wouldn't know off the top of my head because I don't give a fuck about him. But let me tell you this.
Because there isn't. But no. Do you know why though? Because there isn't one. Because that's those people's music.
No, and that's not true. I'm telling you this because this is an ongoing conversation. The Marley family is always on the charts. They stream well. But if you look, because by the way, even other countries subscribe to the Billboard charts. And the Billboard charts, when it comes to reggae, is usually these white bands. I swear to you, I promise you. Go look it up.
Get it.
It's these white bands. A lot of them are European. They play reggae music as if it was authentic. They're just not from the culture. They're not from Jamaica.
What I'm telling you is those types of. I know exactly what you're talking about. I get it. I'm not saying that other people don't do the music, but what I'm saying is that those people are never going to be accepted by the people who the music is fundamental to them as being at the top of reggae, right? And when people talk about Black Americans and gatekeeping. Black Americans really don't gatekeep at all. Like, if you're good at it and you have the right cosigns, you can come in and we'll fuck with you. We will. We'll fuck with you no matter what you're doing. If you Justin Timberlake and you dancing like Michael Jackson, if you Eminem and you rapping like the other guys, whatever you're doing, we'll fucking until that didn't really happen with Eminem, until in some kind of way you besmirch that culture or there seems to be something off about you. I'm not saying that that's happening with Drake, but what I'm saying is that when you're telling me that Drake didn't grow up in a certain way, that Drake didn't do, all of that's cool, all of that's fine, all of that's great. He Black. I interviewed his daddy before. Drake Black, right? Well, in the way that I understand it.
Well, Kendrick is trying to revive that conversation.
Kendrick is saying that Drake isn't culturally Black, and that's a thing. So is it like if I said this on Higher Learning, there's a Supreme Court justice named Amy Coney Barrett, and they adopted a young Black lady. Now, when you look at her, when you see the picture of Amy Coney Barrett's family, look at the girl's hair. Look at her. Look at the kid's hair. That kid don't know how to do her hair. They don't know how to do her hair. There's no one to teach her how to do her hair. There's not going to be anyone to teach her the tenets, the cultural rules, or the shortcuts, or the beauty of the culture. She is Black, and she will not grow up culturally Black. If you want to say that Drake did not grow up culturally Black, and therefore there are some things about Black culture that Drake might not understand, that's a fair criticism.
Black American culture. Black American culture, we should be clear about. Because
Black American culture is what we're talking about, because we're talking about hip hop.
Okay.
So which is why I brought up reggae, because even though I'm Black, I'm not going to be accepted just going in there and interloping into reggae just because I'm Black. I'm not going to be accepted opening up a Jamaican restaurant or saying I got the best jollof rice because I'm Black. There are things that we share, and there are things that are different. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right, I'm following.
Yeah, but look, I'm gonna get out of here. But look, bro, you're doing a good job running interference for OVO. I'm very proud.
Hey,
like you do it like.
I'm absolutely not doing that.
Yes,
hey, listen. Let me tell you this. As of about last week, and I've been really like, this has consumed my entire life. But I mean, it's always has. But like, I realize that this moment might not be replicated for any time soon, and I've made it a mission. And I've even said it today. I said, listen, I don't want this to be academics and his bias tries to do A, B, and C. I'm trying to get every voice on here. I even said, if there's individuals or personalities or people who are involved and are relevant to the hip-hop conversation, that even if I don't get along with, the platform, I don't even think this platform and all the power that I feel is within it right now belongs solely to me. And I've actually offered it to say, hey, I don't care if me and whoever gets along. I'd rather, just give you the platform for you to get another point of view out, because this is a unique time, and I've always just remembered, like, even when, going back to look at Jay-Z and Nas, a lot of people looked at a Hot 97 poll. You get what I mean? And if I'm going to be a part of the platform that is in any shape or form that influences this battle, I want to do my very best to try to be neutral, even beyond my personal.
Oh my God!
bias.
Can you, bro? I'm telling you, are you telling me right now that academics, bro? That sounds like some, dare I say, maturity, bro?
No, of
Are you
course.
realizing the weight of your platform? What the fuck is going on?
No.
This is not what the
I realized it recently, but I ain't gonna lie. I realized it recently because I don't think the majority of people here showing up are just like chat niggas who want to just see act. I think they're hip hop fans wanted to see the conversation.
You're being consumed in a different way. Like people are taking you seriously, and you have a big voice. People calling you to break records. It's a lot of people around there, just to be honest, that's maybe a little shaky about how this whole thing elevated you, and we're gonna be toxically competitive no matter what happens. So,
and by the way, I've seen a couple people talk shit, and trust me, you know me, I would have went in on them. I forgave them all, and I actually am inviting them to come on here to, listen. Don't think that I'm trying to own the discussion. I actually want to lend the platform. This is why, like, again, I got my shit off. I'm gonna do my little lyric breakdown, my this, my that, but I could just sit here and rant and rave and try to like twist and contort maybe a narrative that I want to push. But I think it's important that I try to call everybody in my contact list. And I don't know too many people. I know you. I know my man Carl Cherry. Should I hit Joe? I want to get Elliot Wilson on here. No, Charlamagne was on yesterday. But I do know there are other people who maybe we don't see eye to eye, or maybe we never communicate. I just want to open it up to them, because I could easily be like, all right, got you fuckers. Like, yeah, you niggas need. Nah, but I think this moment's way bigger than me. I honestly really feel so.
I agree. That's dope as shit, bro. All right, well, man, good. But look, keep doing your shit. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's actually a level up. Like, it's dope to see. It's dope to see, because look, everybody talk about whether or not beef is good for the game or whatever like that. But the reality is, all of this energy and excitement and conversation around hip hop, man, that affects you and your career. If we still had magazines and publications, it would affect them. We don't really have them. It affects the media. It's very important that for the game to be healthy, that the game is talked about and people are into it. I'm not in hip hop media. I'm literally just a fan. But even with me, I can feel the energy. So keep capitalizing on that shit, bro.
All right. Thank you, bro.
No problem, man. Peace.
All right. Yeah, chat. I stand on that absolutely. Like, this moment we're having now, when I look up and I see 100,000 people.
Man, please. I don't know what to say about that, man. It's so easy to see and read between the lines when somebody's supportive of another artist. Started off all on Drake's dick. And then he was compromised by the understanding that J. Cole fell out the race, threw the white flag up. J. Cole didn't want no parts of it. Did I say that right? J. Cole didn't want no parts of it, so he threw the white flag up. Drake was out here rapping, doing his thing. Kendrick Lamar basically fuck a big three. You know what I mean? And just like, it's just him. Battle back and forth. Clearly Kendrick Lamar is a better rapper, better writer, and true to the hip-hop game and culture. And Drake has been exposed for all the shortcomings and lies that he lives. But the overall thing, whether one is a wife beater, we think Kendrick Lamar is being labeled that, and one is contributing to delinquency of a minor or minors, or having sex with underage girls, predator behavior, coming out to be what's considered as a sex offender, trafficking. I don't give a fuck what you say. He's not dealing with grown women. Let's keep it real. If you really heard these things that are happening, the Me Too culture and all the women would have canceled both of these motherfuckers. What's making both of them relevant at this time with that type of behavior? I have no fucking idea. But hip hop has always had rappers who have had shady past and survived because of sacrifice on all levels and the machines behind it. And who's eating? I gotta take this phone call. Shit. I had to take a phone call real quick. We're still out here in these streets. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah. Damn, I did want to talk to him, but I'm not gonna even dig into it. I'm gonna let it go. But yeah, my conversation about that shit to me is realer than real. It don't make no sense to me what we dealing with. Some people in life just get that pass, man. That's that white-handed supremacy type of shit, too. Some people just get that pass. I got things I gotta do, and I'm gonna take y'all with me. I don't feel like quitting this live, so it is what it is. Drop this shit. I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. Hot boy, let him know the trap god. It's the rap god. Oh shit, can I get out? Yeah, I can. I'm trapping in go. Gotta be better than I ain't gonna bring no conversation up about it. Check the schedule. Hopefully he got me off of there so I ain't dealing with this bullshit. I'm trying to fuck it up.